Good morning. Hello from the shores of Sunset Studios. My name is Nancy, and this is my first video that I've ever made, and I'm very excited to share with you some rock painting. Okay, and today we're going to make some ladybugs, including the nurse ladybug type. I do them in all different fun colors just to keep it interesting. And little teeny tiny ones are always fun to do. I'm just going to teach you the basics of how to make them, show you how easy they are. I don't know if I showed you the mask one. It's fun. And then we're also going to learn how to make a bee. I like to start simple with the rock painting, and very quickly we'll move to more intricate things. I can as we go along. And after each video, I will show you what the plan is for the next video. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I have my two rocks here, and I have a little more rounded rocks than some of these are obviously very flat, but I just happen to have some nice rounded ones, which I thought would look good. The only thing I've done is you can see the back of this rock is still the original color, and so I put 2 coats of white. And even this one was light color, I also put 2 coats of white on it because I find that putting the white on first makes it much easier when you add a color. You don't have to have as many coats. So we're gonna start with painting the first one red. And as far as paint, I do like to use Apple Barrel or Craftsmart, which are both very accessible and inexpensive that you can get from any craft store. So I'm taking a nice thick brush and I'm just gonna paint it red. I can do it 2 ways. I'm going to do the easier way, which is just to paint the entire rock, or not the entire rock, the front of the rock red as much as I can reach. And then, oopsie, you don't want that to happen, but that's okay. All right, there's red. Then I'm gonna rinse my brush. I've gotta just grab a paper towel, super quick. You always need paper towels. That is very important because after you rinse your brush, you wanna dry off that water. Otherwise, it will dilute the next color you use. And the next color is going to be yellow and black for my bee. So here I am getting the first bit of yellow on, and I'm not going to worry too much because I know that I'm going to need more yellow. But for now, I'm just going to get the stripes going. And here's a black stripe. You can always come back and touch up, which is the beauty of painting. Okay, there's that. And I'm gonna use some more yellow. Right here. And a little more black. I guess I'll just do the rest black because it really wasn't that much. Okay, that's my first layer for the bee. And I'm going to right now spend a few minutes drying with my hair dryer the rocks so that you can see the next step. Okay, I have my rock is painted red and dry, and my bee rock is painted and dry. So we are ready for the next step, which, believe it or not, I'm going to use the eraser side of a pencil to make some eyes for my bee, okay? And I'm going to use white for the eye. All right, it's poured a little bit in. And what I do is I make sure I have enough on my eraser that it almost looks like it's going to fall off. So you need a pretty good puddle of white to do your eyes. You can also, of course, do them with a paintbrush. Just make a circle, and it doesn't have to be the most perfect circle, because mine, the ones I have done, are not perfect by any means, but you know, they're fine. Well, actually, I think this one's a better example of not being perfect, but I think it still works. Okay, so now on the red rock, what I need to do is paint the black face. So I'm going to do that with a smaller brush, and I am going to just guess. I kind of am doing a slight U shape for the black face, and I can already tell that I think I want it a little bit wider than that, so I'm going to go a little beyond that. Okay, and then I'm going to fill the rest in. Just paint it black. And this does not take long, and the nice part is it's black, so it goes on nicely. I only need one coat. And I try to get as much towards the front as I can so that I don't have like a little bit peeking out. Maybe I might need a little bit more actually once it dries. Okay, so there is the start of our friends that will come to life. Okay, gonna give this a second to dry. Okay, we are ready to do our dots for the ladybug. Actually, before I say that, we are going to do a line down the middle like I've done on the others, and I never do it straight. I tend to just give it a little curve, and I'm going to do the same with our newest ladybug. This is a paint pen called Permapaque, and I really like this brand. This is one of the only ones that I have had a lot of luck with, so I'll give it a plug. Okay, I'm going to use my eraser and dip in my puddle of black paint and make some dots. They're going to be nice big dots. If you want smaller, just find a smaller circle that you can use as your dot maker. All right, there's no reason to go out and buy anything. You can use what I did before. You can use the back of a paintbrush. You can use actually a pencil point. As long as you dry it off in between coats of paint, you're good to go. Okay, and there's my dots. I love it. All right, and you always wipe it off with a paper towel after, and wipe it really well so there's no black remaining. Okay, and now I'm going to use the same pencil tip eraser for my eyes, because I happen to like nice big eyes on these bugs. So there's one, and second one looks a little bit bigger, so I'll go over that first one. There we go. All right, and while I'm at it, I think I will make the nose, and I'm going to use a smaller tip, which would be just a different paintbrush size, and I'm going to use a light pink. Well, maybe I'll use a little brighter pink actually. It doesn't matter what colors, you know, it's all very flexible. Shoot. Sometimes my paint dries up at the tip and I've got to stick a pencil point in it or something to get that part out, to get the dried up part out. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little bitty nose. Ooh, that's really little. I'm gonna go back over it one more time. Okay, there we go. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use white, and I'm going to make a mask on this one. And the way I do it, it's like you're making a smile, and then you're making it wide, and you're kind of keeping that curve. You fill it in with white, and because we're painting on black, we're probably going to need another coat. And here we go. There, that's better. Okay. Whoops. All right, I'm going to dry this. I may just fix that up a little bit. And actually, while we're here, I'm going to make the lines that hold the mask in place, which of course is very important nowadays. And there, and one more. This brush isn't the best. I would probably find a thinner one. Okay, and I'm gonna fix up that mask just a little, but that's the idea, and I'm gonna dry it. Okay, we're back. I fixed up the mask, just made it a little bigger, and I was playing around with the eyes, and I just wanted to show you that on some of these eyes, I've done the top half of the eye has been blue, and then I do the black, and then just a tiniest bit of white to show a shadow. And these eyes, I was just playing around with paper. It's always good to have some paper to practice. And I did the white and I did the blue at the bottom half, which I really like. So I think I'm gonna try that on these and just see how it looks. Okay, so I have my blue poured already. Oh, that's too much blue, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I need my brush, actually, because I wanna just do the bottom half of the eye. And I round it. I follow the bottom edge of the curve, and then I kind of make it a little rounded at the halfway point. Okay, and those need to dry before I can do anything else. I'm just gonna scoot them aside, and I'm gonna move on with our bee, which I am gonna use the back of my paintbrush to dip into the black. And whoops, go right in the center. I can tell that my black is drying up a little, so I'm just going to pour in a little more and try to get a bigger dot. Much better. There we go. Maybe even just a drop bigger. That's what I like. Okay, hopefully you can see that well. And then I'm going to do the half smile with my Permapaque marker. And I say half smile because that's what it reminds me of. Okay, and then I'm going to do the antenna in the yellow area. There's one. And there's the other. Kind of do a little ball at the end. That one came out a little big, but that's okay. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take a thin brush and do the white, the wings, which are right there. So let's give that a try. You're gonna go right into that black area, which is dry, so it's not a problem. And it's just a very light touch. Okay, so there's one. And I'm gonna just do the other, which is basically gonna come right out of the same line. I'm trying to make it pretty close to the first one I did, pretty similar. Sometimes it's not as good as I've hoped, but There's always ways to fix things up. There we go. That was pretty good. I'll take that. And the bee is finished. Now, as far as the ladybug, I may just go over those eyes one more time with a little more blue because I'm seeing a little bit of white through it. So that's easy. And then, as I can show you real quick, I just dry it with the hair dryer. It just takes a few seconds. And now I'm ready to make the black dot inside the eye. Oops. Which, again, I'm going to use the back of my paintbrush. Oops. Okay, I just want to make it a little bigger. There we go. And then I'll do this one. There we go. Now, if I want to, once that dries, I could try to find something that will give me an even teenier white, and I could do a little tiny drop of white. There, can you see it? Inside the eye. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not necessary. It's only if you really want to. Oh, the last thing I want to do is I want to take my blue and I just want to make the crease marks on the mask. You know, when you're wearing them, they have sort of that fold, just to make it look a little more realistic. And I am done. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to From the Shores of Sunset Lake.